Hello everybody, welcome back then to the channel. Now in the Panda review I put up a little while ago, you'll have seen that I've got a new daily, and this is it. It's a Tesla Model 3 Performance. However, as with everything we seem to do, the weather is against us. It's absolutely down with rain, the wind is howling, so I'm not going to bore you with the details. Let's get in the car, get warm, get dry, and take this thing out on the road. Now it's probably a good idea to talk about the way this car works for those who aren't familiar with it. So you've got basically what looks like a big iPad, and that controls 95% of the things in the car. You can look at the headlights, you can put the child locks on, you can adjust the mirrors here. You've also got track mode in here as well. Can't activate it at the moment because the battery has to be up to a certain temperature. So you've got like the race preset, which gives you like a 50-50 handling balance. So you can vector the torque basically, where you can have 50% to the front, 50% to the rear. If you go onto the drift preset, everything goes to the back. It takes off all the stability control, removes the regenerative braking, that sort of thing. This is the easy entry mode. I'm just going to put my foot on the brake and it moves me into my driving position. This is the Performance, yeah. So it's very similar to the long range, dual motor, all-wheel drive. Is this your first time in an EV?
No, my mum and dad have a Nissan Leaf, which I'm told is very similar to this.
Oh yeah, my sister's a terrible passenger. I put my foot down in it and she was screaming to the high heavens. Right, now go on, put your foot down. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, it's got a kick to it.
Yeah, it certainly does. It's roller coaster fast, isn't it?
So 0 to 60?
3.3.
3.3 seconds.
Yeah, it's about 483 horsepower, I think. You don't think it'll go that fast. Again, I think that helps with the lack of noise. And then when you put your foot down, it just absolutely takes off. And it's ridiculously fast. And it just pushes your organs back into your body. And you know, we're driving now on a wet road and there wasn't a hint of wheel spin, not a hint of a slide. Like the all-wheel drive system that's been engineered with this car, where you've got a motor on every wheel, is just brilliant. It's so well engineered. One other thing you'll get used to with an EV as well is the regen braking. So it's like a one pedal driving thing. So the car automatically slows down and applies the brakes when you take your foot off the throttle. It's a bit of a weird thing to get used to. The only way I can describe it is if you've ever ridden something like a V-twin motorbike, when you take your hand off of the throttle and it goes and it slows down like that. It's somewhat similar to that, less aggressive. One thing you'll be able to tell with this car immediately is we went for the blue exterior and we went for the white interior. I've always had cars with traditionally quite dark interiors, black seats, black carpets, but I thought, do you know what, why not do something different? I haven't got any kids to worry about or dogs or anything running amok in the car. I've only got cameraman Jamie spilling his coffee.
Why did that happen?
Because, you know, I accelerated and you didn't grip it enough. It's not my fault.
That people...
Sorry, say something.
You should warn me before you do that.
But then you've got like the autopilot system, which is like ridiculous. All I have to do is tap down once on the gear lever, and that puts it into the sort of radar guided cruise control that you'd be familiar with any car at home. And then if I tap down on it twice, that brings in the auto steer feature. So it'll follow the car in front. Now that car's slowing down, so this car's slowing down. But if I indicate to change lanes, what this will do with just my hand on the wheel is indicate over, it'll change lanes, and then it's going to follow this car in front. This car's going to slow down and the vehicle begins to slow down, and I'm doing nothing other than literally holding the steering wheel very lightly. And I don't know about you, but I just find that absolutely unbelievable. This is an element of driving where it's a lot more removed from traditional driving, and some people will like that, other people won't, but I really like the idea of being able to sit back on the motorway. I can have a podcast on, I can have my music on, I can chew up those motorway miles.
I think because I enjoy the experience of driving, this just feels like you're a little bit too far removed for me.
I know what you're saying. I thought that until I drove it, and obviously it's new for me at the moment. It's a gimmick. Like, I really enjoy it now, but the thing is, it's optional. I don't have to sit there with this, you know, autopilot system enabled all of the time. So one other thing to mention is that you don't have a key for the car. You use your phone, basically. That's your key. They give you two backup like credit cards that you can use to get in if you don't have your phone to hand, or if it dies or something like that. It's a really like weird thing to kind of get used to. I'm always like rooting around, getting into the car thinking, where's my key? And then I'm like, oh no, hang on a minute, I don't need that because it's on your phone. You just walk up to it with your phone in your pocket, it unlocks, you walk away from it, the car locks if you've got that on your settings. One of the other things that makes it so good is that when you're driving through traffic, you've got this virtual driving map. So that's telling you constantly where other cars are, where there's a junction, what's coming up ahead. So look, there's a car coming in front of us now. and it's just told me that car's going there. It tells me there's a right sign on the road, tells me there's a 20 sign just on the left here. If I indicate left, it brings up a camera on the B pillar so I can see behind, so I can know that I'm not squashing any cyclists. It's constantly adapting to your surroundings, and I find that super impressive. You don't only get things like the sat nav, you can get all of your text messages. You've got a theatre on here as well, so if you're parked up and you're charging, you can load Netflix. Oh, hello. Mystery. What's this? Okay, what we can ascertain from this is that I'm not very good at this. I don't know what this does. Ah! No!
No.
No! Oh,
Realistic game, though.
thank you.
Oh dear.
Last. What else? Toy box. Oh, this is a good one.
That's so good.
Isn't it? Hello, my dear. Would you like some of my fruit bag? Emissions, this is a good one. I like this one. Jamie wasn't such a big fan when I showed him earlier. You know, watching the world go by, looking at the clouds, the skies, and oh, sorry about that, excuse me. I just think that that's really funny. So as you can see, obviously this Tesla's got quite a few nice features in it, and you know, there's lots of things to keep you entertained in here, despite the fact that, you know, some people would look at an EV and think, oh, you know, it's not very interesting, and, you know, maybe as a conventional petrol car. Yeah, so basically I've paid £65,000 for a car that farts. Yeah, but it's quite good. I suppose there are a few points that I'm not dead keen on with this car as well. First of all, the styling. It's not the most imaginative car, and the same with the wheels as well. They've got these like turbine style wheels. They're not really my cup of tea. I prefer the ones they put on the older Model 3. Do I like the tablet? I like the tablet for now. I'm not against it. I think it works fine. However, I can see there being problems. On a car where you want to adjust the mirrors, you've got some kind of control by where the mirrors are. You push a couple of buttons and it's done. Here it's like a 3 or 4 step process, and I can imagine that when you want to do something like that quickly, it's a bit of an inconvenience. Obviously Tesla is probably the best choice for an EV for myself because I do a lot of motorway miles. You've got things like the supercharger network. It's incredible how you can just take one of these, plug it in, charge it to 80% in 20 minutes. It's ludicrously fast, isn't it? You can feel it's heavy when you start braking. The only time you really feel the weight is when you're on the brakes and you brake and you're like, oh yeah, okay, no, it does weigh 1.8 tons. It is ridiculously fast. I think that has to bring an end to the video, really. I think we've covered everything. We've looked at motorways, we've looked at town driving, we've looked at performance driving and a bit of handling there as well. Normally we'd have done an outro outside of the car, but it's absolutely leathering it down with rain at the moment. Thank you very much indeed for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you have. There'll be more content related to motoring, cars, bikes, whatever it might be, coming up on the channel very soon, and we'll see you again next time. Take care.
Bye.